Hey guys, it's me, Princess, gang slat, all that okay, right? Anyways, before we get started, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your brother, the granny, and beauty king that you know and a pretty bad John to come over here and listen because I got a lot of stuff to talk about that you can learn from. Today is July 31st, 2026. My iPad is currently charging, so there's that. I know that I have not been on here in weeks, a couple months, but I've just been enjoying the summer and I've been enjoying just resting, restoring myself, relaxing, just, pretty much doing nothing. So there's that. But I just wanted to come on here and say hi to you guys, talk to you guys about a little bit of things that's going on in the world, because the world that we live in, let's be for real, it's crazy. So with that being said, I do hope that everybody is all right and happy and just where you want to be in life. You feel me? Because like I said, it's a lot going on. So what's new in my world? I'm gonna tell you guys some things, but I don't know if I should tell you guys some things. You feel me? I just been getting just to myself, okay? That's really all I can say. I've been doing my own nails. I know they're so cute. I did my toes too. But I have had a very enlightening time period to myself. And what I mean by that is like, I'm like in this stage where I knew what the Matrix is and I know what it is to have your third eye and whatnot open. But we are like literally living in this simulation. And, the Matrix is cool to be able to jump in and jump out of it when you want to. It's kind of also to the point where I don't even care about Instagram anymore. I don't really care about Facebook. I don't really care about those things. The things that I do care about are things that have more tangible meaning to them. I don't know if I'm using that term properly right now, but like my family, God, things like that. And I've just been spending a lot of time with my children, my man, and it's just really building a solid foundation together. Because unfortunately, we live in a world that's like so hateful that you can't even really tell anybody if you have a partner, if you are dating somebody, because people are gonna sit and try to throw salt on that person's name, trying to throw, salt in your ear about the person. And we don't really want that. We've been ducked off. We've been just spending a lot of time together. And I've been playing a video game a lot too. So there is that as well. And I've just been sitting over here thinking about the things that I want to talk to you guys about, how I'm going to talk to you guys about these things, how daily I'm going to get on here. And it's just like a lot of things that have gone through my mind. Mind you, my laptop also broke, so I was not a very happy camper with that, but it's whatever. So there's that. I want to touch base on like the Nolan Wells case, and I want to touch base on like, like Chrisean Rock and that, but like maybe I'll talk about that sometime next week when I really get like a little bit more research into it. So yes, there is that. But I don't know, I've been super emotional lately, not bad emotional, you feel me? And I also started going back to therapy again. And my therapist, she says that it's best that I do not stress myself out, and that it's okay for me to just don't like what I don't like, and if I have to be mean, then I have to be mean. But come to find out, I really have really bad separation anxiety, and I have really bad social anxiety. So it kind of makes sense as to why I'm always home, why I like to be home, or just areas that are familiar to me or to my family. One of the things that I have found out was that I was kidnapped when I was younger. And I used to think that it was like a really bad fever dream, but it wasn't a fever dream. It was a real dream. And so I was kidnapped when I was younger. And then it makes a lot of sense as to why I do have separation anxiety, not just from like my children, but from like my nieces, my nephews. This might sound weird, but also from my siblings. And that's probably because like I low-key helped raise them. So having separation anxiety and really coming to terms with that, which is something that I really didn't want to admit to myself. I always thought that like I had it, but like I didn't know that it was that bad. So it's like literally, if you know me, like I make my friends, my sisters share their location with me like all the time. I don't play that at all. Like at all. I've let go a lot of toxic people in my life. So I really love that for me too. And there's no looking back. And the reason I smiled about it is because I really want you guys to all get to that stage in life too. Like there might be somebody that's like you really think that you love so bad and y'all already know, oh my God, it's had it. And then like at some point when you really find out who their true character is and that they have nothing to bring to the table, like not in a, I'm not talking bad about the persons or nothing. It's just like, wow, like that's like crazy. I've been having really trippy, crazy dreams lately. I've been loving my dreams really bad. But back to the therapy thing. I really think that people should get therapy. Whether you think you need therapy or not, you might just need somebody to talk to. And they're going to help you navigate, you know, through your life, what it is. Like for me, my biggest thing was setting boundaries with people. Because like I really didn't have boundaries with people. I was never a yes man. You feel me? I was never a yes man. I just did not like confrontation because confrontation makes me out of character, if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So, because I don't like to do arguing. I'm not into arguing and all that other stuff. Like, I will legitimately walk away and not talk to you for the rest of your life. That's how I handle conflict. So, I've learned to set boundaries so that I don't have to just walk away from somebody and not talk to them again. Procrastination is literally the devil. No matter what nobody says, I feel like when I don't get on YouTube, I personally feel like I'm not being like the best version of myself when I'm not on YouTube, because I prefer this. I prefer talking to a camera, because it's probably also the social anxiety instead of like, you know, maybe talking in front of like, no, we'll get onto that. It's like I said, I like talking on the camera more than just taking pictures, because I feel like I have way more profound things to say. I'm wiser now, you know, I'm 36. And that's that. I've let it go so many people in my life. Also, shout out to my baby sister. She is now an NCO in the military. I love that for her. I really do, and there's no amount of words that can express the amount of pride and joy that I have in my younger siblings. My younger brother, he is now a drill sergeant, so that makes me super happy. And like I said, I'm just at this stage in my life where if it does not bring me happiness, I don't care for it to be around me. I don't really care to have friends. What is it called? The fair weather friends. The type of friends that only want to be around me when the weather's good. You feel where I'm coming from? Not a fan of that. That was another thing that I had to realize, is that a lot of females don't have aspirations outside of the club. They don't have aspirations outside of hoeing. They don't have aspirations outside of being anything but what they currently are, and maybe just adding on to it and getting money. I stopped hanging out with a lot of females because when I realized like I'm always home with my children. I'm a super active mom. We're talking breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything. I'm there for my babies 24/7. I'm their sole provider. And, you know, yes, I have a boyfriend. My boyfriend does like a lot of amazing things for us. However, like I said, I just can't be around women that chase men and they make men their main like priority, or whether they're chasing a bag, because God's gonna bless you with the bag as long as you do for your kids. So there's a certain demographic of women that like I just don't want to be around, you know, like the type of women that will never be married, the type of women that are never around their kids all the time, that would much rather be hoeing than, you know, being a housewife. That's just not really like, we don't really mesh. You feel where I'm coming from? We don't mesh, and it's okay. You know, I don't really care to hang out with females that only call me to go to the club. How about y'all call me when we want to go to wine tastings? How about you call me when we want to go to get coffee? Let's go to the museum. We can go to a library. We can go to Pilates. We can do things like that. So I had to learn that I am better than a lot of people. I'm better than a lot of females. And I don't have to be nice about it. I don't have to be coy about it. And It's not even me being cocky. You get where I'm coming from? This is me being for real. There's just nothing that me and these girls have in common. They might be grown women, but they act like little girls. I don't respect women that go to the club every single weekend. I don't care if your bills are paid. Find something else to do. Find something else to do. Then you can hit me up and then maybe we can have something to talk about, okay? I'm not gonna lie, yes, I've had a great time. I've had a great wild life. If you know Princess and you know Exotic, okay, then you know I had a great wild life. At some point, your maturity level kicks in and you want something real and you want something that's gonna stick and it's gonna last. So just bear with me, stick with me, and I will be teaching you guys some things. But I did miss y'all and I love y'all, and I'll be back. Ciao.